Good morning, good evening, or good riddance. Welcome to the Spire Riffcast, where we'll be discussing all things metal, non-metal, and every point in between. With this podcast, we hope to lift the veil on our world in metal music and dig into some topics we've wanted to share with all of you. This will be informal, so please take our content with a grain of salt and a sense of humor. Right now, you are listening to the Riffcast episode 6. And it was supposed to be with our friends Lawrence and Jesse, and a Cameron was supposed to show up as well. But people get stuck at work. People have to run errands. People still have children when I want them to hang out with me. And they'll have children whether or not that happens. They'll always have children. So sometimes we have to pull rabbits out of our asses. And that's what Zach and I were doing today. So we actually went into this with nothing to talk about. And I'm doing this intro after the fact, so we had already finished up. So what you'll be hearing is wherever we decide or allowed to punch in to start this thing off, it's definitely an interesting takeoff, but I think it ends up being somewhat informative with the best intentions. Enjoy. What do we want to talk about?
I got nothing. Seriously. Like, I seriously have nothing. This is
cock.
Scary to me.
What is?
Podcasting without, It's like going camping, but you didn't bring anything for survival. You're just wearing a pair of gym shorts, and you got a backpack with, like, a couple cans of PBR, maybe a sweatshirt in there. You're just heading out into the wilderness.
It wasn't even your sweatshirt.
Wasn't even your sweatshirt.
It's like some pink one that you
yeah,
thought.
Yeah. You picked it up from the house party the night before because it was crammed under the couch. Bunch of dust bunnies on it.
No, I stole it from the house party because the one that was wearing it wouldn't laugh at any of my jokes.
Right. So you took that bitch's sweatshirt.
Oh, shit.
So what are we on? We're on episode 6?
I think it's 6.
That means this is the last podcast episode. We can't make any more until we sell the Riffcast to Disney.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Because it's a Star Wars reference. Really? Really? God
I don't
damn it.
know.
I gotta explain shit.
Did you get
That's
it?
the one movie. That's the one movie that I know.
That's the one movie. That's the one movie.
Let me have that one movie, please. Spire Podcast, episode 6. The return of the
King.
Nice try.
We're sponsored by Utica Club, helping us forget everything since the date we can't remember. What is promoting? I'll take what is promotion for 300.
Mm-hmm. You can have it.
I can't
wants
just
it.
take it. Yeah, I know. What constitutes a promotion company in the entertainment business?
A smartphone
Yes.
and a Facebook account.
And a Facebook account. And do you would that promotion company, Facebook, invite like relevant, like people that would be interested in the show?
That's not necessary.
It's not necessary. What can they do instead?
they can invite literally everyone that they know, so that, you know, the invites to a show with a capacity of like 75 people has at least 2.7 thousand invites.
And that's good. You can also encourage, because as you look at the progress and you see that out of those 2.7 Gs, you've gotten 10 people that are a maybe and 17 people that are going supposedly.
Yeah, right.
So you can come in with the classic, let's get those invites up.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, here's the thing for our audience that's not familiar with this. Promoting shows is a very serious business that involves doing really annoying things to the people around you until they just ignore you.
Send me a personal message. I don't look at those.
Constantly. Yeah.
So in a perfect world, though, with all those invites from said promotion company,
Right.
if those people went, the aunt and uncle of the promoter would be attending the show, and they would enjoy. They would enjoy the music that we have provided for them. They would buy all our merch, and they would come back the next time, even if it wasn't a show that they quote unquote put on. I don't know. I'm still waiting to see that, but I'm hopeful.
Those aunts and uncles are a key part of metal demographic.
I think this is gonna be it. This is what we're gonna keep.
It is.
Blank the blank promotions. That was my stomach growling. Blank the blank promotions. Oh yeah, and they're really good at spell checking, like at editing all of their shit too. The second anal Winterfest show.
Second anal.
I'd really like to be a part of your second anal show this winter. We're looking to do 37 consecutive days. We have 3 shows booked periodically in our hometown, and the rest are TBA, and we've listed it on a tour poster.
God forbid you hang up an actual paper flyer in a coffee shop.
We played with God forbid.
Oh, yeah, we did. That was awesome.
That was a good time. That was a good show.
Yeah.
I have no sarcasm for that.
No,
that was a good show.
We'll have to make it more obvious when we're switching gears from pure sarcasm to actual honesty. Like, we'll do it in the video where, like, a little flag will come up and say, sarcasm voice.
I started a promotion company.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's news to me. How are we...
Oh, you haven't heard about it?
No.
I thought I told everybody.
No, I didn't get the Facebook invite for your new promotion company. Please invite me to like your page.
No, I'm doing it the old school
so that
way.
I can invite my aunts and uncles.
I'm doing it the old school way. I'm going to Kinko's. First off, I'm graphic designing all of my stuff.
Oh, that's good.
With Adobe Photoshop 4, and I'm putting that all on some really nice like cardstock at Kinko's. And they're mini flyers, so I'll get 4 to a sheet, and it's a good money saver. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting them all myself. I'm not gonna have Kinko's cut it, rip off, you know.
You're right.
I'm gonna cut them myself.
Smart strategy.
And I'm gonna put them all in a bottle, and I'm going to throw it in the ocean. So that somebody from Portugal can go
to a show at the town community center with 5 bands Come watch Skinny Jeans jump around on stage.
I like I like those shows. This is going to be the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I like those shows where it's a national show and the only way to pay for the national band who 0 people came out for is by all 6 locals selling whatever 25 tickets.
Being given 25.
Being given
and
25 tickets and
11
selling
of them.
yeah.
Or 5.
Yep. And I'm just I'm psyched when I see those shows come around. I'm really like I've got my smoking hand down, my smoking technique, because you need to be addicted to smoking to enjoy those shows for half of the load out and setup time, and it's basically the set. They get, 15-minute changeovers, sometimes even 10 allotted, and we'll get the 20-minute set, which is awesome. I love those. It's so nice. My sweat doesn't even hit the floor. And it's like 20 minutes for the night. By the time the next band starts, minimum 20 minutes. So 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. And then the National goes up there and fucking rocks the house. And we give all of our money to them. And we have a lot of fun doing that. Until the next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. When the scabs on my knees finally chafe off,
you're ready.
I'm ready to get back in there and do another 20 minutes.
Unzip. Slowly. So, can we actually seriously riff for this Riffcast about why metal has no audience and no draw, and why we actually have such a difficult time with this? Like, collectively, I don't even mean our band specifically. I mean, like, actually, what are we even doing? Because, people want to get together and book shows, and we want to, put on shows, and we want to, like, give our music to people via playing live. But, I mean, there's just no... It's such a struggle to have an audience for it. Like, it genuinely is a struggle, and it concerns people who are actually good at promoting shows and who actually do that well, even if it's not their full-time thing, if they're just kind of booking shows. Like, it is a genuine concern when you start putting bands on a bill, especially if you have bands coming in from out of town that you want to pay them some gas money for, at least for coming out. Maybe you can't give them a guarantee, but you want to be able to pay them something. I mean, you start adding up all those expenses and figuring out how many people you'd actually have to get to the show to at least break even. And sometimes, like, it is a genuine concern that you are not even going to come out breaking even on a show. Like, why is it so difficult for us?
I don't know. I really don't know, actually.
Yeah. Like, it kind of blows my mind. I guess the thing that is a little cognitive dissonance for me is that there's so many bands out there, and everybody, kind of wants to do the same thing. Everybody wants to put out a well-produced album or some kind of release, studio release. Everybody wants to play good shows and have a lot of people out and throw down and have a good time. But it seems like there is just no audience for it.
Yeah.
You set up a show and you get...
That's why there's 7 or 8 bands on one show, so that you know that you can... Whoever's putting it on, that they can pay the rent, or whatever the fees are for playing under a roof.
But like
That's why you have so
thinking
many.
if this was a business and we were selling a product that we made and it wasn't selling, we'd be out of business.
Right.
But because it's bands and music and it's half a hobby, half a sort of job, that's three halves.
It looks
That's 150%.
It looks
bullshit.
like a hobby,
Yep.
but it feels like
but
a job.
Yeah. And it costs you money.
And it costs you
Constantly.
money. Well, hence the hobby, you know?
Hence why it's a hobby, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not the struggle, like a struggling band it's not a good business model. Even if you're
it's a terrible business
aware
model.
of
Yeah.
what you're doing wrong and you're going in the right direction. I like to think that we're moving towards like the right direction. We're moving in the right direction, but it's mainly just about what's the best way that you can keep your head out of the water and for how long.
Yeah.
But you're always hovering over it, you know, just shy of having to front your own money or extra time in it. And it's because you enjoy the vision fulfilled, you know, like that's the enjoyment is like seeing that through, the light at the end of the tunnel there through, which it never ends because there's always the next time. But I guess that's where the enjoyment is that you, the times when it does connect and it is good. Those are the things you take with you, and those are the things you try to remember when you are going through those rugged times playing, you know, whatever it is. You have road stories, or you're playing that show that the blank promotions didn't do shit for or show up for. And, you know, like, that's the shit you remember is like, all right, I know we can do this the next time, or we can do this differently, or so
and definitely not that we definitely appreciate everyone and anyone that comes out to shows, generally and specifically our shows. It's always like, you know, we're definitely always really appreciative of it. But then there's another part of me that thinks, well, for every person that's here at this show, I know there's two more that are sitting at home listening to Periphery by themselves, and they should be here at this show, like watching these bands.
Absolutely. What really hurts me,
nothing against Periphery. It's just what I was thinking as I was listening to them.
What really hurts me is that, you know, people, they don't even when you're catching up with somebody, or they might think of something reminded them of us, like our band or something, or hey, I saw something the other day or heard something on the radio or something like that, like that, you know, that's awesome. Like, what are you guys doing? Is this what you're doing now? And they act like they don't know what, like, so the last time they saw us when I was in like high school or something, they act like we haven't done anything. And that's really hard to take, because it's like, oh man, like I didn't even know, like that, like that's the part where there's like definitely a gap in where, like, how we're getting to people. And I don't know what else to do, you know. Facebook is obviously like a huge thing, and I try to send like personal messages, and I stopped doing that for the most part to like strangers who've liked our page, because it's just weird. And I encourage them to join the mailing list. That's the point. But the people that say that, I know they might even come out to a show, but for some reason they haven't heard of any sort of progress or updates, and so there are those people that are just sitting home like, hey, did you get the new Animals' leader's record, you know. I saw them at the Westcott Theater. Oh, you were there too? Yeah, I was there too. That was amazing. Yeah, it is. I wish there were like more bands like this or more like that. And it's like, what are you guys doing? It's like, wait, come on, we just played like last week in Syracuse. Like, how we have business cards now, which is nice. Thank you, Bob. I can give them I can take out all of my condoms in my wallet that were from 2011 and throw those out. Or keep them and give them to people for a laugh.
Give them to Lawrence.
No, he doesn't use those. We kidding. I would just give him a business card at this point.
Yep.
I don't know how else to do it. Gas station. Gas station girl. All right, here we go. Gas station girl.
Was listening to Cannibal Corpse one night as I went in for my weekend libations. And, you know, I thought that was really interesting that she just had Cannibal Corpse playing while she was working at the Sunoco gas station.
In Camillus.
Yeah.
This wasn't like
this is like
Hoodville or some progressive Westcotty area.
Pretty burby area.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just thought that was interesting, and I asked her about it, and she goes, I just have Cannibal Corpse Pandora on, which I didn't even know that was a thing you could do, but that's great. And she said, I'm listening to this. Normally I listen to Eminem, but I'm listening to this because Eminem has too much swearing, and with Cannibal Corpse, you can't understand if there's anything bad being said.
So the only thing that bothers people is the sound, not like
the
actual content.
Right.
Because honestly, if they knew the lyrics, swearing would be
swearing would be the least of their concern. Yeah. Where were we going with that story?
Where we were going with it was the people that like might actually go to a
come
show.
out to a show, yeah.
So you gave her like a sticker.
Or
we didn't have
shows.
cards at that time, so you gave her
a sticker.
Gave her a
Spire sticker.
Spire sticker.
It's probably stuck in the bathroom at that gas station.
Mm-hmm.
In the urinal, right where it belongs.
She stuck it on there, and then the other employee chiseled it off. I don't have time for this shit. I gotta go.
Who's this?
Look into another girl's window.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but really, there are people out there that like metal, that like heavy music, that like extreme music, and we don't know who you are. Come find us. Mm-hmm. Love us. We just want you.
We just want your love. We're having separation anxiety right now.
Yeah.
I'm peeing on the rug when you're not around. So this is
She's
what
shaking her head
this is
over
another
here.
thing. Another thing that kills me is the school I work at. I see kids with like band T-shirts, and I'm sitting there in my best, you know, and I'm just walking down the hall, and these kids are just walking by with that air of like, you know, I'll go to a show, you know, like I go to shows currently, and I will be going to them. And I saw a kid with the Abiotic shirt, and I'm like, I wanted to sell him a ticket.
Yeah.
I really did. I wanted to be like, we are playing with Abiotic in Rochester. You know, and then I realized I looked down and I have a badge around my neck as an employee. Like I am technically a teacher. I'm not his teacher, but I'm like I look like a teacher in the building. So what am I can't like. That's where my brain went. I'm just like, hey, you like Abiotic? And he'd be like, what? You know, who? Get out of here! Like, get away from me! I don't care. Whatever, dude. You know.
Whatever, dude.
I'd be like, I'm hip to the Abiotic and the...
You gotta wear like band T-shirts underneath your polo shirt.
I used to wear my Alvady hoodie. to school. But like where the forearms are like fraying. But yeah, I wanted to sell that kid a ticket to Abiotic. And I'd be like, I'm in a band too. My name's Spire. Get to class, chicken fucker. Yep. I don't know. Do you have a pass? No. I can get you out of a lot of trouble.
Get you out of a lot of trouble
if you
come to our show.
Buy a ticket to a metal show. It's 16 plus. I'm only 14. God damn it. I can still get you in. You just have to ride with me.
You just have to carry this bass drum inside.
You just have to get in my car. I will pick you up. As an employee of the high school you attend,
nice.
I will pick you up like a youth group director.
Maybe you could do that. Field trip.
We'll do a field trip to New York City, and I'll just have this permanent acoustic guitar strapped to my back. Oh, my God. I get paid in spirit tokens. Whatever the church has a budget for. Oh, my God. Didn't you get molested by that guy? I don't know. I feel like I did. My mom brought him up the other day, and I go, I forgot about him, and then I got worried because I think I forgot about him for the wrong reasons. Lawrence?
No.
Not our Lawrence.
Not our bass
He
player.
molests other people.
We went to he left the van unlocked and it got robbed, and then whoever robbed us locked
Wow.
the keys in the car,
Good strategy.
Nice.
so we couldn't get in the car.
What did he do when you got back and saw it was all stolen?
He was like,
Did he pray? Let's pray.
back in. He like didn't.
He was a fucking airhead.
We drove like a hippie van from
Nice.
Millis, New York to New York City.
Mm-hmm. Guys are probably really... Was he thanking the Lord that it didn't break down? Because he was sure it would. Well, it broke down, guys. I guess we have to stay the night.
Probably high. They probably broke in this to
Oh, something we forgot to touch on. When you're forming your own promotion company and you've started up that Facebook page and invited all of your relatives and friends from high school to like your
Yeah.
page to get your numbers out.
Of course. Even the ones from
The-
Florida or
Yeah,
North
yeah,
Carolina,
yeah.
the ones that
Right.
have moved.
Yeah. That have very high likelihood of coming out to see 5 local bands and 2 touring bands
That don't sound like Dave Matthews.
that don't sound like Dave Matthews. As a part of all of your official communications with people, like especially if you're, say, booking a local band and that band, let's say that band has lots of really, really annoying questions for you, like what time is load in, how long is our set,
those really
useless questions that are just
that they're not important at all. You
total
shouldn't have to tell
bullshit.
anybody about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
And even though you're the guy
Yeah.
to talk to, we still get a wait, let me check.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So
And the wait, let me check is me getting back to you in another goddamn week.
Mm-hmm. So
It's fine. None of us work. We just wait around for the show.
That's right. So you got to make sure that you, as a part of all your official communications to these people, you got to make sure you always end your conversation by giving the other person the big blue Facebook thumbs up. Like if they say to you, for example, hey man, it looks like we're all set for the show. You answered all of my questions, which actually that would never happen. But they would say, we're all set. We got our tickets. We know when load-in time is. Thanks for having us on the show. Something like that. Then you respond back to them with the big blue Facebook thumbs up.
Or pink one. There's a pink one, isn't
Is
there?
there a pink one? I don't know.
Oh, on a
I don't
phone.
think so. Oh.
I've gotten it on a phone.
Yeah, the
Really?
emojis from your iPhone show up differently when you text them to whatever your
Yeah.
Android is.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue thumbs up.
Blue
I love
thumbs
it.
up is a great communication method.
It's very professional, too.
Yeah.
You can't spell it wrong.
No,
So it's easy to
that's
use.
true. That's true. That's
You
actually,
just have to make sure it's the right
that's
finger.
actually a good point. It just kind of, it reads to the other person kind of like a coach giving you a pat on the ass.
Yeah.
Like,
You're giving them the benefit of the doubt though, because I've experienced and heard from you times where your questions were answered by that, by such a blue thumbs up. Like you'll have like 2 or 3 questions, like, you know, is this okay to do? We have this kind of setup. Can we, you know, are we able to use this? That kind of thing. And then you get because they're yes or no questions, you get a blue thumbs up for the entire segment of what you said. I would assume that means that they're all yes.
yeah,
So
it's true.
that was good though. I'm glad you got that one out
Oh, yeah.
because you were so pissed off from that.
Yeah. I hate the blue thumbs up.
Yeah,
That's the worst-
this is the
that's the
podcast.
worst thing
This
ever.
is the podcast. Is
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, it is.
sarcasm and just hate.
Mhm.
But it's got to be funny.
Mhm.
There's only one way it can be funny. What's another thing? Oh man, what's another thing we fucking hate?
What's another thing I hate?
Oh, dude. Well, this isn't a place anymore. The fucking Penny Arcade in Rochester. Did you play? You didn't play that
I
with
never
us.
played that with no.
We played one of the last shows they had at the Penny Arcade,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the fucking the roof. It was raining, and the roof was like caving in. We were playing the show in where the mosh area would be. It was a very like hurtful attendance, but where the mosh would be, there were people like in a semicircle around it as water was just dripping down, which was
Nice.
great for like electronics.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I didn't know we were playing like an outdoor fucking Bonnaroo shit, and it was just raining down like through this collapsing roof, which they
Nice.
still put a show on there. They had lost their liquor license. It had always been a battle with them,
Wow.
and they didn't have. So people were leaving the show, going to the bar, a block up, having a drink there, and then coming back and trying to catch a band.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was supposed to be a $5 show, and when people got there, when our friends and family got there, they raised it to 8 and 10, I believe it
Wow.
was. They just raised it there because the attendance was low.
Wow.
They looked at the attendance,
Wow.
and they said that.
Guy, I guess we're gonna fleece whatever remaining people show up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Dude,
that was wonderful. That was
wow.
absolutely wonderful. That was one of the last times we played there. Obviously. I mean, we only have so much roof.
Right.
We need Dixon on here to make this all better. I want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
He needs to answer all these things.
Uh-huh.
We will have him on at some point soon. He seemed to be digging the new track, and that's great for us that he was able to spin it on 95X locals only. Very grateful for that. It's nice to hear that our song is getting out there. Same with Gerbil, K-Rock. He got it out there. Was it called The Sound and the Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday nights from midnight Saturday night to 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
I love how eclectic he is with the music.
Yeah,
There's stuff that I
awesome.
still like have never heard before, because he won't even play like old school niche classics. He plays like old school niche B-sides and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he'll play like something from Candlemass. You know, he'll play like Candlemass and shit on there. But then he'll play like All That Remains or something like that too.
Yeah.
You know, but he has a good mix. It's not so random. Like, he has a good mix. He'll play Marilyn Manson. What were we surrounded by? We like, our track was
Yeah.
on either side. It was
We were-
Marilyn Manson, and
We were actually last night. We were actually on right at 3 a.m. He played "Becoming the Archetype," and
Oh,
then
shit.
us.
I like Becoming the Archetype. Those guys are sick.
Yeah.
Devin did one of their records, I think. At least one.
Oh yeah. Oh, no, I correct myself. We were actually in between Soen and Boy Hits Car.
That is very different than becoming the
right?
archetype.
Yeah,
Do you become an archetype after you get hit by a car?
I guess. Boy becomes archetype.
Boy
Yeah.
hits car. They
His-
were at Monterey's last year.
His Dribble show is awesome. I was talking to him about it last week. Like, if you were to go back and listen to, because he was telling me how he actually has a record of all the shows that he's done. Like, he's got the last 20 years on either cassette or CD or hard drive of his show, and then he's got at least, like, for the 10 years before that, he's got at least, like, the year anniversary shows. So if you were to go back and listen through this, you would actually get a history of metal music.
Wow.
Listening to the last 30 years of this guy's radio show. Like, that's
He's been
pretty
doing this
crazy.
for
He's been doing
30
that
years.
For 30 years, this show. Yeah. Yeah. Who else do you know in this world?
Radio is such a scary, like, career
Yeah.
to be in, with things changing, and especially in the last, 10 years?
Yeah.
That business model, even longer than that, like, that business model was drastically changing. So that's unbelievable that he's able to have that. I mean, he's great at what he does, you know. He's got that really chill vibe, and he plays things that people didn't even know they wanted to hear, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I would say that that's a good reason why he's still going with it. But that's got to be a tough business to stay a part of. At least in one area, in one, like, he's like situated in one place. But he's from Utica, right?
Well,
Is he from Utica?
Not really.
Not really.
He lives in Waterville.
He lives in Waterville.
outside. He's not originally from... He's originally from Vermont. But
Okay.
He's got his bio on his website over here of how he actually started with this show. It's actually a long bio. But, like, exactly what you were just talking about. He goes, now, as always, Gerbil is at odds with radio and the way music is presented on it, with its tight formats and its rigid playlists. Sound and the Fury specializes in premiering the latest releases by current and established artists and groups in the loud rock field. Heavy emphasis on current within the last 6 months music, with short trips down memory lane to spice things up a little bit. So, that's like, you know, yeah, you're
like
saying
that.
like
I
radio
like that
radio
balance.
is actually scary at like the way that things have changed so much. I know I can't actually stand listening to modern rock radio. It bothers me. It is, I don't know if it's the compression or the songwriting or like the sound of things now.
Mhm.
It's just really, really.
It sounds
tough to
like
take, man.
it sounds like a handful of people are doing all of it.
Right. Yeah.
And I go off of I put like musical preference aside when I talk about radio. I think, aside from the things that Dixon and Gerbil are doing, to my knowledge, there might be others, but those are the people I think of when I applaud, radio, and it's useful. But other than that, I look at like the format for radio in general, like just a music radio station. It's all the same.
Yeah.
K-Rock, 95X, 105.1. Is that the country station? B 104.7. Wolf 105.1. Hot 107.9. 93Q. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It is. They all follow the same format. If you want to hear a song, it's either going to be within a few songs of you listening to it, radio, if you want to hear that song, which is the point, or you switch it to another station. But like, you're just burning that song so quick. You're just burning that.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had bands that I like I like Stained. I couldn't listen to the radio though, because for a while there they were pumping out hits, and like those songs would just be played over and over again. It's been a while since I have heard this fucking song. Just kidding. I heard it 2 minutes ago. Yeah, same fucking thing.
Yep.
It's all the same format. And the scary part is, and I have no knowledge of this, so I have no fucking knowledge of how it works. I got to talk to Sue Dolnick because he knows. He's doing radio.
Right.
But like, I don't hear DJs
Yeah. No,
on
that's
there.
true.
I don't hear it. And if there's a band that you like, let's say that you actually like, because here's the thing, you don't really remember artists so much in the popular radio.
Right.
If it unless they've established themselves with they got a few songs under their belt, like you don't really know. What's that song? You started with a whisper, you know that song. Do you know who it's by? Like, but you know the song. I think it's the Neon Trees or something like that. But I had to look it up. Like when you're listening to the radio, I've heard that song a bunch. I think that's what it is, or the Killers or whatever. I don't know what it is, but you know the song, and you might like the song, but no one ever says the artist.
Yeah.
No one ever says it because there's no one to say it there. It's all it has on a loop, or it's a pre-gathered system of songs with the drops for things and the events they have going on, and that they fill it with drops and commercials.
Yep.
And that's it. They don't have any. There's no dialogue with it. That was blah 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 from Missouri. Actually, they're a Missouri band. They're coming up here soon. Give a little spot about them. I don't know.
There is no dialogue.
There's no personalization. Maybe that's just what people don't give a shit. They just want to hear that song. They want to hear Ed Sheeran. And people know his name. They don't even know what he looks like. He's got like chameleon eyes. He's got these two fucking eyes. He's got the voice of an angel, but the face of like a fucking hobbit. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So I definitely commend that ability to just be that on it and stay in that business for that long.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
And playing like underground music though. Like
Exactly.
hearing underground music on the
Exactly.
radio. That's kind of the big point of the whole thing.
He
Even
must
if it
have
is
some
at
people
like 3
that
in the morning.
he must have. There must be
amazing.
more of like us out there that like really still truly appreciate that stuff. Having that on there, it's good to have a separation from it. I used to listen to this. I think it was like, it's Sunny 102 now, but I think it used to be a hip hop station that we had, and they would play like whatever, Jay-Z and Nas, and all before they had colognes and vodkas and shit. Or they actually rapped about getting in a fist fight. Like that was I like that stuff. They played it on the radio. I have cassettes where I would record it.
Nice.
And they would say it. This is you're listening to blah blah blah, featuring this guy and that girl, and here's what they're up to. It's from this record, and this song was written about this. They gave like a little fact. Like, I like that. So you know that nowadays it's not even about the artist really anymore. It's just like the song that people want to hear, and you can get it on the radio, and I don't know. I guess like Pandora would tell you what it is, but Pandora is the same kind of format, which is song, commercial, song, and that's how like radio seems to be doing it. But radio doesn't tell you who it is.
Yeah.
Unless you got the thing, the little prompter up in your car that says it, but other than that, nobody actually verbalizes it to you. So it's really nice that we have that around this area. People that are willing to play our music and they outwardly support us. And I love that.
Yeah.
They outwardly support us. It's great to see our name in the playlist there and that people are listening to it.
So we bitched. We
Yeah.
laughed a little bit.
Yeah.
We might have said some things that
We might have
could
burned
be
a bridge.
actually useful.
Might
Gee,
have
stop
burned
finishing my sandwiches, Patrick.
All right, I'm sorry. I don't like your multi-grain marble bread. Your
Oh,
Conglomerate
all right, fine,
rye.
I see how it is. Make fun of my food. That's just a default thing.
It is a default
Make fun of
thing.
Zach's food.
You eat things that were excavated from a lake.
Yeah, okay.
All right. We have show updates. Monday, 420. Yeah, whatever pot jokes. We're playing at the Montage Music Hall in Rochester with Boris the Blade, Abiotic, Alter Beast. I think there's one more touring band, and there's a couple of locals, including us. I guess Rochester's local for us, but we're happy to be on that show. It's been a very long time since we've played in Rochester. That show is only $10. I believe it's 16 and over can go to it, and you can get a ticket from us on our Bandcamp, spiremetal.bandcamp.com, and you'll see that ticket right there, along with our a ticket to our other show, Saturday, April 25th. We are playing at the Lost Horizon in Syracuse with legendary death metalers Incantation. It's the return of the Jedi, return of Ebony's Sorrow, and Inhumatus is also local support for that. Unbelievable players. That show is also on our Bandcamp. You can just get the ticket on Bandcamp. I think we just charge for postage, and we try to make it as cheap as we can make it, and we will just mail it out to you in a few days. And we also have a carpool deal for the Rochester show. That is also available on there too. So if our thank you to the supporters out there that want to go to a show and get your friends to go with you. You have somebody to talk some shit with while you're there. You get the car full of people with you, and we'll give you a ticket on us. Mm-hmm. So our one ticket for you is on the house. So it's kind of like a buy four. Your friends buy four, and you, the driver, will get a ticket on Spire. Woo! Yeah. What other ones do we have?
May 9th at the Hulbert House.
That's confirmed?
That's confirmed.
May 9th. That's a Saturday.
That is
Saturday, May 9th. We will be at the Hulbert House in Boonville.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
With some ghosts.
With some ghosts
up at the Hulbert
some
House.
lumberjack ghosts.
Yeah.
And some real lumberjacks.
And some Civil War ghosts. Civil War ghosts.
Some
Or
silverback gorilla ghosts.
Yep.
I heard they're very horny.
Oh, yeah.
That's the riff. That's
wow, we really cannot talk
I'm not even
today.
drunk. I am
terrible.
drinking coffee. It's the afternoon, but we were drinking last night. That's the Riffcast. Questions or comments, please email us at spirenymetal@gmail.com. Am I saying it correctly? spirenymetal@gmail.com. Not metal. You're not getting into a situation or wearing something around your neck. Metal@gmail.com. We need some questions. I want to make fun of you guys. Yeah. Send some shit in. For bonus material from these conversations or and more updates on what we have going on, please click join our mailing list in the left-hand column of our Facebook page. Thanks for listening, and see you and 4 of your friends at our show.